Hey guys, welcome back to Planet Coaster. It's been a little bit long time ago since I did some stuff in Planco, and I have not forgotten it through the Planet Zoo beta. And I thought I would give you guys a little update on Dania as well, because this coaster you'll see me build, guys, is a new addition to Dania, but it replaces the Looney Tunes that are in the Legoland area, which is a coaster was not feeling at all. The layout, the coaster type, everything was just meh. So I felt like going in and make this dual launch booster bike coaster, which is heavily inspired by Djurs Juvelen, which is, you can probably see it on the layout. And also the elements on the coaster. It has a lot of the stuff as Juvelen has, the dual launch, except for the tire launch, of course. But besides all that, I'm quite happy with the turnout of the layout here. It has a lot of twisty turns, like Juvelen has, and then the second launch is a little bit faster than the first one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So what you guys have seen me do is the rough layout of this guy. I'm smoothing it and banking it all kinds of places here. A little bit in the video, but also off camera. I have a short POV of it here as soon as I built it, and before I put it into the park, you guys will see the rough POV without theming, and maybe not all smoothed out yet. But I just thought that I would give you guys the rough layout, and then you'll have to wait till the build is 100% done for the showcase video. So you guys can see I had a lot of elements from Juvelen, especially these two bunny hills at the end, and then it goes into a banked turn at the end. And here I'm kind of switching up the cars, so it is the booster bike I have and not the Typhoon ones. It was the only way I can do this to get a dual launch with the booster bike, that was to do it like this. So I went with it, and after that I just focus on the banking and the smoothing of the coaster itself. I'm pretty happy about this coaster, to be honest. I'm glad that I went with this layout, and I'm glad that I actually took the time to build a coaster that I was actually proud of. So I am super happy about how this is turning and how this is looking so far. It's very nice to have it like this, because I feel like that I have all the coasters in Dania is somewhat family friendly. I don't have any like, okay, maybe the dive coaster. But this guy also doesn't invert either, and I try to keep that, as Juvelen also have just these twisty fast turns, and I'm quite satisfied on the end result of this coaster. And afterwards, we'll go into Dania, and then I will start making a little plaza and the station for this bad boy here. I was struggling a lot to figure out the theme, since my first goal with the Looney Tunes were to make like this Lego Raiders, like in caves and such, but we all know that it's probably gonna take a long time to do all that. And I found a better way, so I'm just gonna make this a raceway. I know the go-karts are also a raceway, but I will make them a little bit different. So it feels like more of a city, where this is just gonna be a raceway, basically. And I feel like when this coaster is done, then I can actually focus on Legoland and make it finished. And the Legoland area is actually not that far from getting finished. You will have some cinematics, and you guys will see a little bit afterwards when we go into the video, or the speed build itself of the Legoland area, the little plaza thing. Here you have the POV, guys. Remember, it's the rough one, but I do really like how the coaster runs. The color scheme is also switched. You will see that in the videos. or in the speed build afterwards here, where I'm having a yellow color, but I decided to switch it up to more red-ish Lego color. So, and here's the second launch. As you guys can see, it's way faster than the first one, and then it gives you like this super bank, and it just takes you around with super speed before you enter the station. And I really like that. I feel like this coaster is one of the good ones in Dania. And I really like the little end here before it goes into the station. So yeah, that is the coaster that is gonna be new in Dania, guys, instead of the Looney Tunes. But we will go into the park now, so you guys can see me build a little bit more stuff. Okay, so you guys just saw the rough POV of the Lego Races coaster, which I am gonna call this dual launch one here. So my main goal first was actually like some sort of a construction site. So that's my first idea I had, and that's also why you see me build all this. I'm building like this sort of fence, Lego fence, or that's what I'm trying to do, where I'm kind of like enclosure the coaster and kind of having this sort of plaza in front of it. Sorry. So what you guys are seeing me do now is basically this fence that's gonna enclosure the coaster here, and I'm using of course my Lego bricks for it. I do end up coloring the yellow ones here red instead, and also these barriers I'm putting up here now. These diner pieces works very well for this Lego theme, so I'm definitely gonna use those a little bit more around this plaza here. Afterwards, I'm trying to make some fencing going through these, and it actually spices up the area quite a lot, if I have to say it myself. And it definitely also makes it feel more cool in that way, with having this sort of enclosure into the coaster. And also, the yellow color didn't really spice up so much. So after I recolored it to red, which you will see at some point, you will see that it definitely changes a lot to it. And I'm loving it how the red color makes it look, or like pop up more in some way, right? It really nice. I wasn't really having any sort of ideas compared to that. I want to have it as a construction site, but I still just build stuff. I don't really think about what I place everywhere, just feeling if it does look good, then I'm fine with it. And not that I'm gonna hassle through Legoland, but I really want to finish Legoland as one of the next projects in Dania. So I'm focusing a lot more on it, and then maybe I will go over and focus a little bit on the spinning Wild Mouse coaster, which is at the Main Street area. But now it is the last coaster we get in Dania. I know I said it the previous coaster, but this is for real the last coaster of them all, guys. I don't feel like adding more coasters. I think we have 7 coasters now, and that is pretty much what you have in a park. Mediocre. And I feel like it's a good way to stop there and say, all right, this is it, because we still have one more dark ride I need to finish, or not one more, but one dark ride that needs to finish. And after that, it's mainly just Viking area. Guys, it's mainly just the Viking area, and then we're done. So I'm pretty sure that this deadline I've given myself for the next 5 weeks or so, that we will finish Dania there. The beta for Planet Zoo also ends here this week, so we will not have so much Planet Zoo time either. So it will be back to Planet Coaster again, guys, which doesn't do anything at all. It's totally fine, because I need to be finished with this, and I really want to have it done when Planet Zoo comes, because I feel like I want to build a new zoo. I want to start a new zoo project when the official launch comes out, which in some way or another I'm kind of worrying that Planet Zoo will not be launched at the date they said, because what I hear now and what I see, the game is really bugged. So I don't know if they will have it on the date they said. I think we might have to wait a little bit. I think they might postpone it. I can also be totally wrong, but from my point of view, the game is not finished at all. And 5 weeks from now on, that's a toughie. But if they can do it, I'll throw my hands up in the air for sure. But anyways, we are at the plaza here now, adding some benches. I'm trying to figure out what can I do here with this plaza to make it look real, to make it look organic, to make it feel like it fits in with all the other theming. So what I did here is that I did the classical, taking the flower beds and adding that little touch to it to make it feel like fill in the gaps here. And I kind of like how this looks. It's nothing crazy, but it does the job. And I'm also making this little staff house, as you can see on the right. I'm making that a little Lego house. So it will be very, how do you say, in the station. So you don't really see it. They go very well hand in hand, the two builds I'm doing there. It looks actually like a little dog house when I'm done. The Lego Racer station is also just something I improvised a little bit. I wanted an open big station, and that's also kind of like what I got to. So that's super nice as well. I'm also filling up the trees around the Legoland area now, because now I'm starting to get it filled out, so I can start putting up some trees around it to make it enclosure as well, to close in Legoland, so I can see how big this area is actually gonna be. And Legoland area is quite big, but it's also not the biggest area in the park, which is the fun part. It's actually think it's the Viking area which takes that triumph there. As you guys can see, the pathwork in this game, as always, is just so fun to work with. And I did use a lot of useless time on this, but I did manage to get it done, so that was nice. I'm not really going for anything fancy here, guys. I just want some sort of a Lego plaza, so I do this, that I built a little Lego build next to these 3 shops, as you've seen me do here, and just making them look Lego-ish. And it fits very well with the Lego flyers in the back of it. And then we got the Lego racers on the right side here as well. The funny part is that I'm talking to some people in Discord, especially Pretzel, and Pretzel says, you know, a lot of Lego areas or Lego theme parks doesn't have like Lego everywhere. They have a lot of generic buildings as well that is like legit doesn't have any Lego on at all. And in some way I kind of knew that, and I don't know why I went so overboard with building Lego everywhere. But I just want to have that it feels like Lego, you know. But I might build the boat station a little bit more generic and than the others, since I don't really have any super ideas on what I can make the boat ride station for. So yeah, that's pretty much the thing. And as you guys can see, I'm just doing this super fast Lego build here. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, just adding some walls on it and adding those Lego bricks to make it feel Lego. And that's pretty much how this building is gonna look. Nothing fancy, as I said, guys. I might go in and add some signs for the shops on it though, which is probably the only thing I'm gonna do on it. And that's pretty much it. I'm not adding any more to this guy, because it's Lego and it's super plain, but it's fine. It goes well with the surroundings, so I'm not really so fussed about it, to be honest. Afterwards, I am trying to do some stuff here. As you can see, I'm trying to make my custom awning here that I used on the Lego Diner, but it just didn't work out for me, so I just went with some normal ones instead. But I do really like how this area is starting to turn out, guys. You guys know how much I've been struggling with Legoland while I've been building this park, and as much as it's really nice feeling to know that this area is really starting to come together, and if I just use that little extra time on it, I can actually finish it within a week or two, which I'm also going for. So my next 2 coasters or showcases will probably be Lego Racers and then Magnus, which is the spinning wild mouse coaster. And then at the end, guys, I will give you Hulker Combat's GCI coaster, probably mixed with the River Rapids, which I still haven't found a name for yet, which I hopefully will. But after I did this, guys, I'm mainly just uppering up this plaza here, making it feel super nice. Trying to make some hatches here, but it just didn't work out for me as I thought it would look. So I end up removing these guys to the side here instead, because it just didn't work out for me. And I feel like this worked way better having it here on the side, making a little wall and kind of like enclosure the little plaza here in. So that's super cool. I'm not really doing so much stuff right now than just filling up the gaps. And yeah, there's not. It's actually just filling up a lot of stuff here, guys. Trying to finishing off this little area here before I proceed to another one. So, but guys, I'm gonna give you a song or two here, and then I will return afterwards. So enjoy. Alright, guys. Hope you enjoy the music. You've seen me fiddle around a little bit here with the station, the plaza, figuring out what to do exactly. And now I finally got an idea on where to proceed and what to do here. And that's kind of like what you're gonna see me do the last 10 minutes of the video. Kind of like figuring out with the station and the surroundings, how do they match with each other, and is it too much or is it... but in this way, I really feel like that this turned out quite good. I had no idea that it was gonna end up looking like this when I just first started going in and making the coaster. I just felt like that I should have a video where I just not only make the coaster, then it would be like a 4-minute video or something. So I felt like I could put a little bit more into it. So it was also kind of like lucky a little bit that I hit the groove here in the Legoland area. Because otherwise it would have been a struggle to get in here and try to do something that would actually look quite decent. But I managed to do so, and I quite like the end result of it. And as you can see here, what I said about this kind of like looks like a little dog house, but it is a staff house, and I kind of feel like that it looks quite nice now, having it like right below the station, and it feels like some sort of a little shed for the employees to go in and get stuff in, and it works very well here. I'm liking it. Just putting up some railing. I feel like this is sort of ugly rail here fits perfectly for the Legoland part, so I'm using this to getting down from the exit. I will do all other things off camera, guys. I just wanted to give you guys this video so you guys can know that Dania got a new coaster, and Legoland is probably gonna be the next area that I'm gonna try keep or get finished, because I really just want to finish this off and put a mark on it, so I don't need to look back at it. Of course, I also need the Dragon coaster, which is the kiddie coaster here in Legoland, which I'm probably just gonna make some pagodas on and some Lego trees and put around. That it's like the smallest kiddie layout, so there's not so much the detail there. So that's probably something we can do in like an hour or two. Might do a video of that if I feel like it's interesting, because we are getting close to the 100th episode, and I said to you guys I will not make more than 100 episodes. So when we hit that part, if we ever get that, the park should be finished, and now we have 8 left. And as you guys, as I've mentioned, it's not really so much it's missing. We have 3 areas finished out of the 7. So, and the 4 left is like small things, as you guys know, as I showed off in the last park tour. So things are still going on, guys. So don't worry, I am really working my ass off to get this park finished before the Planet Zoo release. And it's getting there, as I said. I must say though that I've probably mentioned this a few times before, but I will not make a mega park ever again. This is the first and last mega park I'm doing. I will make parks, but I will probably keep them on a low this next time. Actually, so I actually have a nice frame. I can have guests walking around, feel the vibe, you know, because that train has definitely passed here in Dania. But I guess I feel like it's something you need to do in Planco. You need to make this sort of mega park before you decide to do whatever you feel like. I don't know, it's just me. I feel like that a mega park is sort of a part of Planet Coaster to try to make one, not basically a mega park, just a park. Because I feel like that's part of the game, to make your own theme park, right? Instead of just making blueprints as I did like the first year of Planet Coaster. So I feel like it's a nice way of make things a little bit different also. I'm trying to put up some flags here, but it just didn't work out for me as I wanted it. I feel like it felt too weird, too random to have those flags there. So I just went and scrapped it and went with the other flags. These guys. I can't remember what they're called. But I used those. They're a little bit more Lego-ish. So that's what I went with. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the roof. Just basically have it like this so you actually can see the Lego pieces. I think that's a very smart idea to do. And then we kind of like, you see the station is sort of getting by now. and I like it. I mean, I'm not super. It's not the best station. It's Lego. I wanted to have the Lego vibe. I wanted to have a station vibe, and I think I nailed it pretty good there. Of course, I'm gonna have like a little race tower too, a little bit in the middle of the layout, so there's a little bit more scenery, and then probably just have a few. How do you say that? Tribunes? That's the Danish word. I don't know if it's also an English word. Oh well. But have a lot of people sitting as I have at the go-kart track. Just a few things, and then just some wood pieces and maybe some Lego arches they go by. Stuff like that. I'm not really feeling to go fully detailed into this ride, guys. Also, since you guys know, it takes a lot of time to make all in freaking Lego. And I feel like I can just do that with this ride. I can jump the short fence a little bit on this guy compared to the first idea I had in mind, which were probably gonna take a lot of time. I'm happy I scrapped it, and I actually also just scrapped the entire coaster that was there. Didn't save it or anything. It was literally just, it was pretty much crap. Let's just say it like that. The coaster was not very good, and I've got a little bit more experience coaster-wise, so I felt like that coaster it didn't go well in Dania at all, especially in the Legoland area. So I'm glad I did this, and you guys can see here now, I'm just finishing up the station exterior for now, so it at least is presentable for you guys to look at. Because I was, I didn't want it to make such a long video, but I just felt like whatever I did, it wasn't enough for it to say, okay, this is now we stop. This is good enough for a video. So that's why I just pressed it a little bit more to be half an hour. And also, it's been a long time since I posted Planco, so I feel like a good half-hour video wouldn't be too bad for you guys. But yeah, Blackmire is still going, guys, as well. It's a little bit slow. And also above end, me and Operateur has talked a little bit, and we will, of course, get back to it again. He is also finishing up a few of his projects. So we're kind of like just focusing on finishing things we need to do before we continue on some of the longer projects we have going on our channels. And especially also in my case, now I've also started a little bit with Planet Zoo, and I will still try see if I can get all the Planet Zoo videos out before the beta ends. And then I will probably have one more Planet Coaster video over the weekend, or if not, then it will come Monday. But yeah, otherwise it will be Planet Zoo all week. Nevertheless, here I am making a sign. It's called Legora. No, I'm kidding. This is the Lego Racer sign I'm doing. So I tried to take the Legoland sign I already did, and just trying to incorporate that into this sign. It was tricky. It was tricky. I couldn't really get the font as I wanted it as the Lego part, so I just went with it and just made it look so you at least just can see that it says Lego Racers. We need smaller shapes, guys. We really do, or at least just those fonts they got in Planet Zoo now. Oh man, they really help a lot, don't they? Compared to when you have to make your own sign here. The S might look a little bit of a 9, but I do think I managed to get it okay there. So you could definitely say it says Lego Racers, and I probably make a little Lego car or Lego bike if that's something I can manage to do to put on the next tier. So it really says Lego Racers, and as I said, I'm moving it from the Lego cars, so that's gonna be another theme. But anyways, guys, we are at the end here now. Here are the cinematics. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Leave a like if you think the video deserves it, and let me know what you guys think of the coaster and of this addition to Dania. Not so far to go now, guys. So, yeah. Stay awesome, guys, and yeah, have a great day. Take care. See you next time. Bye.